You have identified the walls. You have seen the prison. You have begun the extraction. But understand this, removal is only the beginning. When you remove an old system, the world will attempt to reinstall it. Silently, subtly, patiently, it will try to colonize your mind again with noise, opinions, fears disguised as advice, and narratives you did not write. And if you are not vigilant, you will wake up one morning believing those voices are your own. After extraction comes the vacuum, and the vacuum is dangerous, because if you do not fill the space intentionally, something else will fill it for you. This is why rebuilding is sacred. You are not simply healing. You are constructing. You are fortifying. You are creating a mental fortress, not a wall against the world, but a sanctuary for your sovereignty. Most people are ghosts in their own lives. They haunt their routines, but never inhabit their spirit. They wake up, they scroll, they react, they consume, they repeat. They believe they are living, but they are merely executing programs installed by parents, teachers, culture, unexamined beliefs, and a society that benefits from distraction. They defend ideas they never questioned. They chase goals they never chose. They fight battles that were never theirs, and they call it freedom. But freedom is not movement. Freedom is authorship. Freedom is awareness. Freedom is sovereignty over your internal world. The mind is not a playground. The mind is a weapon. And if you are not holding yours, someone else is. Real power does not shout. It does not announce itself. It operates in silence, in discipline, in observation. Your fortress begins with one principle: detachment. Detachment is not coldness. It is clarity. You observe your thoughts instead of becoming them. You witness your emotions instead of drowning in them. You feel deeply, but you are not ruled blindly. Most people are reactive. A comment disturbs them. A look destabilizes them. A rejection breaks them. They are programmable, predictable, controllable. But the architect is measured, centered, conscious. When you detach, insults lose gravity. Praise loses intoxication. Failure loses its power to define you. Success loses its power to corrupt you. This is mental sovereignty. This is emotional mastery. This is the moment you decide that no one gets access to your internal processor without permission. Now go deeper, because the real enemy is not outside you. It is within you. There is a voice inside that calls itself realistic. It says don't aim too high. Stay safe. Be practical. Don't take risks. But that voice is not you. It is an echo, an accumulation of every limitation ever spoken over you. It is inherited fear. It is corrupted code. In Freedom Mind, we do not negotiate with corrupted code. We rewrite it. This is emotional alchemy. Emotions are not weakness. Unconscious emotion is weakness. Anger is fuel if directed. Fear is information if interpreted. Pain is revelation if examined. You are not your emotions. You are the sovereign observing them. You listen, but you decide. That is power. Reality itself is interpretation. It is the story your mind tells about the data it collects. Two people can lose everything. One sees a grave, the other sees a foundation. Both experiences are real, but only one interpretation creates power. When something collapses in your life, you are not being buried. You are being rebuilt, if you choose that meaning. Control interpretation and you control destiny. If your world feels heavy, examine your lens. What filter are you using? Victim or architect? When something goes wrong, it is not a stop sign. It is refinement. It is purification. It is identity under pressure. The system does not fear your anger. It fears your detachment. Because when you no longer need validation, you cannot be manipulated. When you no longer fear scarcity, you cannot be controlled. When you are comfortable alone, you cannot be emotionally enslaved. Peace is not passive. Peace is power stabilized. Peace is discipline internalized. Peace is sovereignty matured. Rebuilding is not only mental, it is energetic. Every environment shapes you. Every conversation leaves residue. Every distraction drains life force. Guard your energy. Guard your attention. Attention is currency. Where you place it is what grows. If you constantly feed comparison, insecurity grows. If you constantly feed discipline, strength grows. If you constantly feed silence, clarity grows. Meditate not to escape, but to observe. Journal not to complain, but to decode. Train your body not only for appearance, but for discipline, because the body is the temple that houses the sovereign mind. Consistency is spiritual warfare. Every day you show up, when you do not feel like it. You strengthen identity. Identity is not declared, it is reinforced. Rebuilding identity requires grief. You must grieve the old version of yourself, the one who tolerated less than they deserved, the one who doubted their intuition, the one who chased approval. Thank that version. Forgive that version. Release that version. And step forward. Reconstruction is often lonely. Not everyone will recognize the new you. Some people benefited from your confusion. Some were comfortable with your hesitation. Your clarity may disturb them. But remember, access to your fortress is earned. Silence becomes strategy, not because you are hiding, but because you are building. The architect does not announce blueprints before the foundation is secure. Speak less. Observe more. Let others reveal themselves while you refine yourself. Mystery creates presence. Discipline creates authority. Over time, your energy will speak before your words do. Healing is not soft. It is confronting. You will revisit memories you avoided. You will sit with emotions you numbed. You will face truths you postponed. But in that confrontation, you reclaim fragments of yourself. Healing is integration. You do not erase the past. You transform its meaning. You turn wounds into wisdom, betrayal into boundaries, failure into strategy, heartbreak into discernment. Freedom mind is not rebellion. It is reclamation. It is digging through layers of conditioning, fear, and false identity until you uncover your original design. Your original design is powerful, grounded, creative, disciplined, spiritually aware, but it must be protected daily. The world will tempt you with shortcuts, with applause, with validation. But applause is temporary. Character is permanent. Choose character. Choose discipline. Choose solitude when necessary. Choose silence when powerful. Choose consistency over hype. Imagine waking up without anxiety, without comparison, without emotional chaos. Just clarity. You move intentionally. You speak deliberately. You train consistently. You reflect honestly. You rest without guilt. You build without announcement. That is sovereignty embodied. That is the fortress standing. As the fortress strengthens, you do not become arrogant. You become calm. You do not become loud. You become precise. You do not seek dominance. You radiate authority because you are no longer fighting the world. You are governing yourself. Rebuilding is never finished. It is refined, layer by layer, month by month, year by year. You evolve. You elevate. This is not a moment. This is a movement within you. Freedom mind is not a trend. It is a philosophy. It is a system of self-mastery. It begins and ends with responsibility. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to validate you. No one is coming to build your fortress. That is your duty. That is your privilege. That is your power. Stand up internally. Reclaim your processor. Clean your energy. Discipline your body. Observe your emotions. Rewrite your narrative. Rebuild your identity. Fortify your mind. And when the world tries to reinstall the old program, smile, because the system no longer recognizes you. You are not reacting. You are directing. You are not surviving. You are constructing. This is not ego. This is sovereignty. This is not rebellion. This is awakening. I am Salongo. Stay sovereign. Stay disciplined. Guard your energy. Protect your mind. Refine your spirit. Rebuild relentlessly. The fortress stands. And this is only the beginning.